Well, how's this light? How's this hair? It's Laura from the Yarn Closet in Southern Arizona. Um, this is day one hair. So like I shampooed it today and stuff. This is day one hair. On day two, I get a little bit of this and then the ends start to naturally just curl out on themselves. And it does that for a few days. And I actually love it. My husband was not happy, would not say a word when we got in the car. And the thing is, it's not shorter than it was. It's just layered. So it's going to grow out and have some shape to it. And then we were trying to figure out, what do I want to do with the shaping around my face? Because I think I have a pretty face. So I can grow it out a little bit longer, and we're going to keep it like this around the face, maybe a little bit shorter. But in a couple of weeks, I'll still be able to put it all back. I can put it all back if I pin a little. But, you know, a ponytail is a good thing in Arizona. So it's homecoming week next week at school. I don't think I'm ahead on my podcasting, so I think I am going to be posting this the day I record it. My husband went out hunting on his nephew's elk hunt. The weather is atrocious. I tried to get him to bring warm stuff, but he didn't think he needed it. And so he's cold and it's rainy and it's gross. The cellular, when it's bad weather in Arizona, our cellular is not great and our Wi-Fi is not great. My parents are in Tucson with my daughter. It's their homeless weekend at their church. So they do a big breakfast this morning. They hand out like packs to people and things, clothes, whatever. She's done it before with them, and I think it's great. And she is proving her maturity, and I am so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. So my son and I are here, and we are being productive. We are cleaning things, and I painted my kitchen, and I painted the door frame in the bathroom because I didn't do that last summer when I painted the bathroom, and it just looks more finished now. Cleaning a bunch of things with the air conditioners, because we use a combination of splits in my kids' rooms. Because for whatever reason, the heat and air conditioning in their rooms is not great. It's not great in my room either, but my room is also the playroom, so whatevs. I'm not hanging out there a lot, and we can manage. And I totally thought one of our window air conditioners was broken, because we have swamp coolers, but this time of the year you can't do that. It doesn't help because we have too much humidity because of monsoon. And the monsoon's been pretty bad, pretty scary. A lot of hail. There was a tornado in Vail, Arizona, which is near us. And so my son and I are just kind of trapped here. Yes, he can drive. If we really needed to go somewhere, he could drive us, but he doesn't like to drive. And it's a bummer because if we lived in town, I'd be hanging out with some of my friends. I got friends in town. I could have more friendship time if I lived in town. I had a great time over the last couple of weeks seeing my cousin. She's very young. She's getting married, but she's so nice. And she did my hair and she did my daughter's hair. And we'd be a lot more involved in the school. And that is the cornerstone of our town. So it bugs me. And we do not need the space that we have here. We do not need it. So it really bugs me. I would love to really, really downsize. because we've proven that all this extra space is not used. We don't use it. But my husband wants the space. I just don't think it's a good use of our resources. I don't. But I don't know what the plan is, the big plan. Nobody knows the big plan, so we'll see what happens. In life. What I do know is it's my birthday in a couple weeks. Oh my God, like 3 weeks. No, 2 weeks from Monday is my birthday. Figure that out. And I'll be 54. I'm still having a good time. I feel like my personality is coming back and being seen more. My dad got me some yarn, so we are going to do an unboxing after we do an update of the red hat. You want an update on the red hat? Oh, do you want an update? So, I added a stitch without realizing it about 8 rows ago. So this last row, I just took it out. Because when you add a stitch, if you take it out, it'll just drop down. Now, I have this big section. When this thing gets blocked, it's going to get better. How much better is really the question. And if it doesn't get enough better, I'm going to either weave in another set of stitches, or somebody said at school when they were looking at it, and she's also a knitter, she said, just go back, put the extra stitch back in, and then take it out in the next row. And it's not going to be noticeable. And you know what? I think she's stinking right. So, where did we manage to do that? Oh, because it also made a big hole, and that's what I didn't like. That's right. That's right. I'm gonna wait and see how the blocking handles it. Because that's how I noticed it. There was a big hole there. When you get a big hole that you didn't intend to, you added a stitch by mistake. And look, just by futzing with it, I've made it quite a bit better than it was. I really do think things will even out and it will get better. And if I have to, after the fact, weave in some stuff, I can do that. It's just for me, it already has mistakes. Some ribbing that didn't go quite right. But I'm making some headway. I think I'm gonna make it a little bit longer and then do the decreases. This is not as floofy as the last one. And it's gonna be a bit tighter. So I do wanna go a full, like 6 or 7 inches of knit before I start to decrease. And now we will get to the unboxing. Also, one of the groups my mom's involved with, she does quilting, had some leftover yarns that they, look at how old that is, gifted me. And the trick with old acrylic, and I hate to be that way, is this stuff doesn't feel good, and it's not going to feel good even after it's blocked. That's not bad. Those aren't bad. Oh, they must have had a baby hat ministry. Yeah, because I have like a dozen little baby hats in there. I'll go ahead and put that in my donation stuff. Some Red Heart. It's always good when you recognize the label. This does not feel good. It won't feel good, and the label is very old. And this is an old label, but it doesn't feel bad. And since it's a full skein, I'm going to go ahead and keep it. So that can add to my acrylic stash. I am going to use the box to hide my Christmas presents. I've already gotten some, and then I'm getting more in this week. So that's where I'm putting my Christmas presents. Dun dun dun, let's see. This is birthday present to me, since my husband doesn't celebrate birthdays. And it is it was picked by Erica. Centaur and Warlock mandalas. I got 3 of each. Mandala yarn is from Lion Brand. It's 5.3 ounces, 150 grams, 590 yards, and it's 100% acrylic. I could have sworn years ago that this had some wool in it. Could have sworn, but I guess not. So one of the strange things is I was expecting to get the pattern. I did not get the pattern. But this is Mama in a Stitch, whose blanket I'm going to try to make. And it's actually free on her blog. Mama in a Stitch. So check that out. Now I also was given 2 big wool cones of yarn, and I just gave that right back because I'm not going to use it. If I didn't live here, if I lived in a different environment, I'd probably use it. But here in Arizona, it's you really should be using like a lot of cotton, which I don't. But I love it when they tape the bag in. Ooh, but my dad got me some vintage DK Barocco. It's a machine washable blend. These are 100 gram skeins with 290 yards, made in Peru. This is 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon. This is super, super soft. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually kind of tonal. So that lovely man that he is got me 5 skeins of, what is the colorway? What is the colorway? Where do I see the colorway? Colorway. Spruce. So it should be enough for a sweater. And then he got me 5 of Slow Berry, which is also more tonal. I don't like making sweaters out of a flat color. I like making it out of something that's tonal, and I do like making it out of a mix. So I'm really excited. These are like, because remember the sweaters I made last year just were like too big, too small, too not it. I'm so mad that that last sweater I made was too small. I just haven't even been able to get back to it. It's bugged me so much. So then I got myself 2 skeins of cotton linen. I like this cotton linen mix. It's 70% cotton, 30% linen for like washcloths. I like making washcloths. So I got these 3 colors because they're fun fall colors. What are the colors called? I don't know. I'm not seeing a color name. I'm seeing an ivy, pomegranate, marigold. So I have these to make some stuff. I'm very excited about that. I need to not do quite as much crochet this year. And yes, this is all from Knit Picks. Knit Picks. So then that will probably be my next donation box. Oh, it was so nice today to take a shower, do my hair, not be rushed. It's not nice in this room right now because it's hot. I'm wearing an old pair of jeans. I am once again back in the size 8s. I cut them off because I have to buy them. I'm 5'4". And I buy a regular, but they're too long and I always shred the bottom. So I decided, since these are already getting a hole in the butt, so they were my painting pants, that I just cut them off to see how that works. And I might cut them off my other ones too. I don't know. My son and I are gonna watch an Avengers movie this afternoon and have popcorn and butter and salt. And my diet is going very well because I am not treating it like a diet. Yes, I have lost weight. I believe I've lost 15 pounds right now, which is why I can finally fit back into these pants. And then the bigger pants that I bought last summer, some of them didn't fit me. They were too tight, so now those fit me. And some of the bigger ones, I'm just keeping them because my daughter's growing. And I have no idea where she's gonna be at. But she's in a woman's size 4 right now, and she's gonna be much taller than me. Up till this point, she hasn't really liked capri anything. And most of what I got over the summer was capris, but she might change her mind. So I'm just keeping those for now. And every couple of weeks, I up my calorie intake. And so like the last couple weeks, I'm not really that hungry. Doing good, and I'm training myself on what really I can eat in the course of a day. And it's not bad at all. One of the things I realized last year, being at school, we get a lot of chocolate and treats from people, and I was eating them. And it's okay to have, like I had a chocolate yesterday, I had some chocolate dusted almonds today. It's okay to have some treats. But we were also going through this ice cream kick at home where we were using heavy whipping cream and ice cream to make these malts. And yes, they were gorgeous and wonderful, but I don't think anybody needs 12 ounces of that 3 or 4 times a week. Now, you might, because you might have a hard time gaining weight. And my son can eat anything he wants. He's just a skinny mini. Plus, he's turning 18. He's young. But I'm not trying to get any more skinny, really, than I am now. I just want to be comfortable in my clothes and not have to buy more clothes. And my joint pain has gone down a lot. I think that's a lot to do with the estrogen. I am seeing my doctor this week in hopes that she will prescribe it so that it's covered. My insurance will not cover stuff prescribed by a doctor out of network. We did not have any menopause specialists in network. And in my dad's network, oh, fun and excitement, they have no palliative care specialists. So he has to go straight into hospice when the time comes. And we're trying to take a palliative care approach with his doctors. But good gravy, that annoys me. I have made contact with a death doula, which sounds horrific. But honestly, it's not. Paid a flat fee, and it's really for me as the caretaker. Because even though I don't live with my dad, I'm still the one balancing out his treatments, remembering his treatments, looking in his portals, guiding him along this thing. And that is very stressful as a child to do for your parent. I don't care how old you are. It was stressful when I was the one there with my grandma. And what she's been able to do is guide me towards some different resources that she's been able to find in my community. Give me some ideas about how to handle certain things so that we can be preemptive without him being resistant. Because it is a he. He's a man. He doesn't want to talk about the fact that all of this ends with him dying. But he's 87. Yeah. There is no recovery from anything that's failing with you at 87. Very few people make it into their 90s. And I love him to death, but I want him to have quality of life right now and not say no to things that might help him feel better. We're definitely have the UTIs on alert now. We're definitely highly alert for that. He was able to take an antibiotic and it helped, but we're highly on alert for the next one and some of the other signs and symptoms. And treating those. He doesn't want to do any skin cancer surgeries at this point. Because most of the skin cancer surgeries he's done have been really hard on him. He's had a number of skin grafts, but they weren't necessarily necessary. They weren't growing that fast. They weren't bothering him. He's had some where they were bothering him because they were by his glasses or here by his glasses. But some of the other ones, it just wasn't necessary. They're not growing that fast. They're basal. He's had a couple squamous cells that have been taken off, but overall, it's so hard to be me as a caretaker because I don't want to encourage him to not do things. I want him to do everything he wants to do. But he needs to know what he's getting into before he does a thing. And he was the one who came to me and said, I don't want to do the skin cancer surgeries anymore. I didn't. That wasn't me at all. And so this death doula lady is able to give me some guidance and directions based on his diagnoses, what we've already encountered, how to handle some things, and how to cope from my point of view when he says, I don't want to do this anymore. Because that's hard to hear. Because when people have illnesses that are non-recoverable illnesses, the end result is death. And so it is very hard. if you are the person helping them, it's very hard. And I don't think caretakers in this country get enough support. I think many, many caretakers are doing it without the full consideration or cooperation of the person they're caretaking for. I know a number of older couples where one or the other has a disease that is going to end up taking their life, and they won't talk about it and they won't deal with it, but they keep getting more and more symptoms that are taking them downhill. And so then the spouse, husband or wife, has to pick up more of the load, and yet there's no support for them because we can't acknowledge that you're picking up the load because this person is declining at a faster rate than you are. Because the reality is, over 50, we all start to realize we're on the declining side. And I just want to be in the best shape. I mean, I love that I can start to feel some muscle. Ooh, quite a bit more on this side, but that's my good side. I've never been good at a fist on this side. Do I need to just do these on that side to even them out? But like, I've got muscle again here. And that means my heart muscle is working better. I've got a 10-year-old. I mean, this is important to me. It might not be the same for everybody. And I do think I've been a little grumpy. I do think I've been a little hot flashy, which can be symptoms of adjusting to having more estrogen in your system again. But it's 0.25 of some thing in gel on my thigh every day. I mean, it's not like I'm overloading my system, which tells you just how important this thing is for us as women. But anyway, there we go. So it's still a little hot here. I don't know that I'm jumping into any new projects. I'm maybe going to keep working on my hat. I might start a washcloth or two, and then we'll go from there. But I really appreciate you've been here. I really appreciate you helped me live through the haircut debacles of the last many years. And get the haircut. Just get the haircut. Your hair grows. And if they're mad, it doesn't matter. It's your hair. I don't like the haircuts that he always does on himself, or gets, or doesn't get, but it's hair. Anything we can do to make ourselves feel better in this day and age, we should do it. Look with your heart first, not your eyes, and we'll see you next week.